So hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If it's your first time here, welcome and hope you enjoy your stay. In this family we talk about all things personal finance, adulting and career. And if this is what you like, please go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel. So as you can see from the title of this video, today I am talking about geology interview questions that you can expect in a hard rock mine, right? So it's January, is that time of the year. People are searching for jobs, people are looking for internships. So please keep on applying. But firstly, make sure that when you are applying, your resume is up to date, right? Nowadays, companies they actually use ATS, right? EATS, I've explained it on two previous videos. Please go to my channel and actually watch those videos, how to write an ATS friendly resume, and also some mistakes that you should avoid like when writing your resume. So yeah, it's not a long video. Go there, make sure that your resume is up to date, because that's the thing, the first thing that represents you to the hiring manager or the recruiter. So when you get an interview like invitation, it means that your resume actually presented you very well. So most of the time people don't even get called for interviews because your resume just went into the black hole. It didn't even reach to the hiring managers, because guys, the competition is very tough right now. You are competing with people who have been employed before, who have been retrenched. So when now, just because you don't have experience, don't think it's you know what, they will just feel sorry for you. There are people, you are competing with other people who have got experience. But even if, like, as a graduate with no experience, you can still get a role. I had no prior experience or work related, but I still managed to get a role. You just need to make sure that you polish your resume and make sure that it's nice. So without wasting time, guys, today I want to share about 8 questions, technical questions that you can expect in a geology interview for a hard rock, right? And yeah, and I don't want you, for me, I had like, I think 5 interviews, and I only landed my role on the 5th one. I don't want you to make mistakes. Like, you cannot afford to make mistakes. I want you to ace that interview at a go. And if you stick around me up to the end, I'll give you like 8 technical questions that you can expect and that you can use, while you are preparing for your interview. So first thing first, know what like, number one, you should know what commodity is being mined, at that particular mine where they invited you for the interview. Say maybe it's a copper mine, maybe it's a chrome mine, or it's a platinum. Know those things, like know the commodities, because they might ask you like, what are we mining here? And then you don't want to be there and now you are blank, like. So always prepare, know what they are mining. And also, as a geology person, you should know the stratigraphy of South Africa. So let's say you are invited, I don't even want to just use a company name, like maybe for a company, you should know where it is located. Is it like, yeah, stuff like that. I want to get to that point at number 6, number 5, I mean. So know where the mine is located. And guys, you can always find this information on the company website. Like, just go. That's the first step that you should take when you are preparing for your interview. Use the company website. It has all the information, not all, but it can help you, right? And then number 2, this is one of the questions that I was asked: what geological hazards can you expect, like in a mine? Like, maybe you can tell them, okay, slip and fall, like that thing can always happen. I can't believe I once fell underground. So, like, yeah, if it's muddy or it's wet, sometimes kuba nemanzi underground, so like you can slip and fall, like just like that. Tell them about rock falls. So those are just geological hazards that you can expect. Know those things. And then number 3, in a hard rock, they will definitely ask you this question, like they will definitely ask you these questions: what geological structures can you find in a mine? You have done geology, so structures, you tell them, okay, in a mine, obviously you can find like hemapholes, you can find the mud joints, you can find dorite dikes, you can find lamprey like in a platinum mine, you know, lamprey, or you can find what else, sills, falls, I think, or my faults, I think I've already mentioned 5, like dike, sill, lamprey, joints, and faults. Yes, those are the geological structures. And then if they say, okay, can you explain to us how this, you know, like lama structures have an impact, like in a mine, let's say go the reef, then you can then go deep, right, and explain about why the structures are very dangerous, only if they've asked you to. And then number 4, this question they will ask you, they literally asked me this question in all the other interviews that I had for Hard Rock. They will ask you, what is a mineral resource and what is a mineral reserve, or maybe they can say what is the difference between the two. So make sure that you know what is a mineral resource and what is a mineral reserve. We've done these things. Go economic geology 3rd year, like I don't know which when we enter go a lawyer, but I did like economic geology on my final year. So yeah, always know what is the difference, or what can you explain it to them. They want to see, do you understand? And also always use geological terms, like just the keywords. Yeah, well, don't just generalize. That's another thing, guys. When you're answering your questions, do not generalize. Like, oh my gosh, my boss hates like generalizing. You should always be specific. Okay. And then number 5, this question you should know. They will ask you, can you tell us about the Bushveld complex? What do you know about the Bushveld complex? And we did Bushveld complex, guys. You should know, like, tell them, maybe like, let's say, I don't want to use any mine name, but maybe you're invited, you know, in a platinum mine. Tell them, where is the mine located? Is it on the eastern limb, like eastern limb, Bodimbombo, that side, or is it on the western limb of the Bushveld complex, that side, God northwest, or the limbs, the northern limb, you know, all the stuff like this. Know the Bushveld complex. You can tell them, no, you know what, the Bushveld complex is the largest blah blah blah, you know, in the world. Like, tell them what is the Bushveld complex. Know the Bushveld complex like in the back of your head. And then number 6, they can ask you, what is the UG2 or the Marinsky Reef? Hey guys, be very careful. I remember the very first interview the very first interview I was invited for, it was a Hard Rock, like, you know, but in a chrome mine. So they asked me, like, I had to answer something about UG2 and, you know, Marinsky Reef. So now they asked me, what does UG2 mean? I'm like, oh my gosh. I remember saying upper ground 2. You know, these things of using, you know, abbreviations, or not using the full words. Like, guys, after the interview, I actually laughed myself. I was like, hey, is there even something like upper ground? And then I quickly Googled, man. I was like, no, I know I messed up on that question, and I found out it's actually upper group. There's no ground there. Like, so those are the things you should pay attention to. Don't just say, there's upper, there's UG2. You don't even know the full, you know, something like this. Because sometimes you might be nervous. Now you're just answering things like, hey, I laughed at myself, like, upper ground. Sure. So know those things. Uyazi ukuthi kwenzakalani ku-UG2, Marinsky Reef, and stuff like that. And then number 5, I said they can ask you what is a mineral resource, or what is a mineral reserve, or what is the difference between the two. Number 7, they can ask you what is a preliminary study, like, or I mean a preliminary feasibility study, or maybe bonus question. As you answer, they can ask you a follow-up question. So what is a competent person? All those things, guys. Economic geology, yeah, but now when they ask, like, invite you for an interview, geology, you should go back to your economic geology notes. Read about the mineral resource, you know, mineral reserves, like preliminary feasibility study. Know about those things. Competent person, competent person, and stuff like that, you know. Like, always go back to your economic geology not. And then the last question, they can ask you, what do you understand or about co-locating, what is co-locating and stuff like that. Because as an intern, geology intern, at some point in time you'll be expected to do eco-locating, like, oh, eco-locating, guys. Well, I do geotech co-locating, but it's almost similar to geology, geology looking. So know those things because you'll be expected. Sometimes I think I was actually lucky because my institution, they took us to a mine where they showed us eco yard. So maybe now we like in your school they took you to a courtyard maybe to observe, or maybe you were doing an honors project that involved colloquing, maybe unaso a skill about that. Tell them what is colloquing. For me, they actually asked me what are the do's and don'ts of colloquing, simply because I had included it in my resume that I know I had exposure here colloquing. So know those things. Also, coming to this point, guys, always know what's in your resume. Hey, don't just write things there. They will ask you about your resume, and also in like I think all of them, they always print or they always have your resume with them. When they ask you the questions, they are checking here. When I would tell, they're like, okay, if you say, okay, me, I know this, they ask, can you tell us more about that? So always know your resume, know what's in there. When they ask, okay, we see here, we say this, can you elaborate? You tell them. Always be short and simple. Interview, I don't know, but mine were like 30 minutes long, 30 or 25 and 20. So don't think that you're gonna be there for an hour. So always prepare. Maybe they can ask you 5 HR questions. Tell me about yourself. What did you choose like geology? What do you want us to hire you? Obviously, you are competing with 1,000 other people. So why exactly should we hire you? You can expect that question. Tell us about your weaknesses. Also, these scenario questions, like, tell us about the time where you showed leadership, whether then maybe if you were involved at school, like doing projects, maybe some things, tell them, or maybe they can ask you, how do you resolve a conflict and stuff like that? What are your strengths? They won't really go deep, like, but those are the questions. They will just want to see you as a person, your personality and stuff like that. So always know your HR questions. You can prepare, but you can never be sure it's okay, they're gonna ask me really this one. Like, it's really up to them. Sometimes they can ask you, what are your hobbies besides, or what do you do on your spare time? Remember, they want somebody who has balance in the workplace, guys. It gets tough, hey, like it gets tough. So if when you don't find the balance between your work and, like, guys, you need to relax. Work when you have to work, but find some time, to relax. Have some hobbies, things that you do just to freshen up your mind and stuff like that. They can ask you those things. So HR questions, really, it can be anything. It can be anything, like, can be anything. But for me, I just want to stress more on the technical questions, so you don't like have surprises when you get there. Like, these are the things that obviously they don't teach you at varsity. I was not taught or like how to prepare for an interview, or I was not told the technical questions that I can expect. I was just surprised when I got there, and then I was like, okay, you know what, I'm gonna write down all these questions like that I was asked, so I can share them to other fellow graduates or students who might have like interviews in future, and then maybe they can know how to prepare, and answer better, and land that role. Because, guys, we need to be employed. Getting in the mining industry is very hard. Like, it's very hard. So when you get invited for an interview, please try your best. Ask, and usually they send you an interview or an invitation, like, let's say Monday, and the interview will be on a Wednesday. So you literally have like 2 days to prepare. But please do your best. These are the questions. You can just start here. Obviously, I'm not saying this is very what they're gonna ask you, but you can use this. And also go on the internet, Google company website, Go there, find the information, yabo. And then another question, safety. No, like, is safety in the mine? Why is safety very important in the mine? Safety, as I always say, it plays a vital role in the functioning of the mine. So because for them to have like the safety, strategies in place, it's because maybe, an unfortunate incident occurred like in the past, maybe there was a loss of life and stuff like that. So therefore, in order to avoid further, injuries and stuff like that, they then came up with the safety standards that people should adhere to. So let's say maybe there was a fatal in a mine. Do you know that the mine can actually stop production? Stops. So its safety does not only preserve lives like physically but financially as well. So because if production, Emile, the company, might not meet the target, and it might actually be forced to actually cut their staff so that they can save money, because they've lost money. Guys, a minute in the mining industry is very important. If machine the CM is stopping, like maybe it's like it has stopped, it's not cutting, minute it lost time. So safety is very important, not only for physically ukuthi bantu bangalimali, but financially as well. Production, remember, production is the most important thing like in a mine. So always prepare safety questions, like just understand, you don't have to go deep, but just tell them what you understand about safety, because obviously they don't want umuntu lo uzosebenza lapha yena ajagile like, hey, siyaka ama bonus like, so I'm so dramatic. But anyway, guys, this is me just sharing my informations. Like, obviously you can add, you can comment what you think and stuff like that, like in Jeka. But guys, this channel like, I just want to share information, fellow graduates, fellow students, guys. Like, let's help one another, like izimo situations, like, it's bad, unemployment rate is very high, so please do your best, try to prepare. And yeah, guys, like, if you managed to get this far, thank you so much. Please don't forget to like and comment and subscribe to my channel. Please share, like my videos, guys, so I can reach a wider audience. Until then, see you next time. Bye.